Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining Chyron this morning on this 100th anniversary of NAB and Chyron's 57th year. I'm glad that you're here because I especially want to thank you. Each and every day, each and every year, as we tell our stories, we think about our customers and we think about the stories that they want to tell and how we can enable them to tell their stories. But you are the ones who tell our story. And especially in the past year, which has seen a lot of changes the past 2 or 3 years, which has seen a huge shift in how we do business, how we deliver our products. You all have been there for us. So thank you very, very much on behalf of Chyron. My name is Yerle Bettencourt. I'm the Vice President of Marketing in our company. Our colleagues, Mike Truex, our CFO, is going to speak first and tell you about the company's financial progress and stability and some overall just good news about Chyron. And then our Senior Vice President of Strategy, Product, and Marketing, Mathieu Yerle, is going to speak about the specifics of some of our latest product innovations. And then I'll conclude with some very special things that you may not want to miss that are on our booth. If you have the little card with the press kit QR code, it should lead you to a shareable deck of today's presentation. If you have any troubles accessing it, just send a message to get access and I'll ensure that you do. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. It's good to be back at NAB. I'm going to give you guys a couple updates on the business. And then Mathieu will talk a little bit about the product. So 2022 has been a very good year for Chyron. It is our 3rd year in a row of growth, and this year we did double-digit revenue growth. In addition, we continue to invest heavily in R&D, especially focused on our core platform, but also innovating in new areas, which Mathieu will talk a little bit about, like Chyron Live. This year, we also had a big focus on launching new commercial models for our customers. We get a lot of demand for new ways, especially subscription and SaaS offerings as a way to purchase our product. And this year, in fact, more than half of our revenue is now coming from these type of recurring revenue streams. Of course, we always measure ourselves at the end of the day about how our customers are doing and how our relationships are, and we're proud to report that our NPS score has grown once again, improved, and we have come up with some new innovative models on how we host some of the products and offerings for our customers, and we are looking forward to a great NAB and a great 2023. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mathieu.
So my name is Mathieu. I'm looking after product management and marketing at Chyron, and this morning I wanted to share a couple of updates on our core platforms and specifically also show you some progress on topics that we discussed in the press conference of last year, for instance. Before I do that, I wanted to re-emphasize again on some of the key concepts I think we introduced last year as well that really are still driving a lot of what we do today from an innovation standpoint. And really there are 3 main pillars that really drive our efforts holistically across engineering, product management, marketing, pre-sales, sales, and on the administration and finance side as well. The first one is what we call the platform orientation. So as a broadcast vendor, and the company was founded in '66, so quite a long time ago. Obviously, we've evolved along with the industry, moving away from hardware at some point in time to do more software, and in more recent times, moving from software to software as a service and platforms. And that still is today what drives a lot of our development efforts in making sure that we bring up the best of our IP, the best of our technology, not in silo products that do single functions, but in proper platforms. And the ambition with that is that all customers, all users, are able to benefit from everything Chyron does from a single web interface. The second point is also working on cloud enablement. It's not a new topic, but that's something that really clearly has accelerated on our side over the last couple of years, to the point where all of our major platforms today are cloud-enabled, cloud-compatible. We have done a number of deployments beyond POCs and trial, literally customers running workloads and workflows on a daily basis on cloud infrastructure on Prime, which is our core platform for graphics and video switching, on Cameo, which is our graphic asset management, and also investing a lot in a cloud-first approach for every new platform that we are working towards. So Live, which we introduced last year, that won the NAB Product of the Year award, is a cloud-native platform. And there's more of that we are also enabling. And the third and last point, which also is at the very core of everything we do, is very much our focus on workflow. At the end of the day, customer choose Chyron because of our workflows. It's less about a specific feature or a specific product offering. It's because of the workflow all platforms enable. And so we try to keep that in mind at all times, make sure we provide the best and most efficient user experience with consistency. So whether you are today creating a graphic, tomorrow driving a branding workflow, doing a sports production, a news production, you are operating platforms that are providing a very harmonized user experience and a lot of workflow agility. Okay. So a quick update on Chyron Live, which was a big launch literally a year ago at NAB 2022. It's been a very successful year for us on the Chyron Live side. Obviously, we've kept investing a lot heavily on the R&D side, as Mike mentioned. And also, we've done a lot of the go-to-market efforts on Chyron Live. So today, we are happy to report that there's been a very large number of production hours generated on that cloud-native solution. And we've kept expanding the feature set to, again, keep the user centricity at the very core of this platform with brand new modules that we're launching this year, including the Matchpad, which is essentially a way to drive an entire production workflow with graphics, with video and audio switching, with streaming from a single web page and interface, you could see on the illustration there. We've also invested a lot on a commentary module that enables communication between the production staff with all the features you would expect from a audio standpoint. And lastly, and that's also one main novelty with Live, we've actually leveraged the work that was on the works for the last couple of days within our AI team in order to provide AI assistance in the production workflow. And so what it means and what we're showcasing at the show, and of course I invite you all to come and see that by yourself, the new AI module allows to detect events in different games. We're doing the showcase with soccer games. So it detects the best plays automatically and recommends. So the interface lights up to provide to the operator the best moment of replay. So it's kind of doing automated suggestion based on event detection. And of course, all kind of additional features with transitions, with an expanded video still illustration workflow where we can visually adjust the keyframes. So it's much more powerful, much faster to operate the illustration. As well as some effort that we spend on working nicely with all of the hardware equipment that all customers are using. So Stream Decks, jog shuttle devices, keyboards, switcher keyboards. Now all of those can control and interact with the Live platform. Some updates on Prime, which is also actually one of the core engine behind and beneath Chyron Live. So Prime is our flagship graphic platform, and we've spent the last year focusing on the sports workflow. Chyron as a company has a long track history and a lot of successes in the sports production market. Some of you might know Lyric, which has been a very successful product of ours, and we are in the process of transitioning all of our clients to Prime, and that's not a new topic. It's something we've worked on for the last couple of years. But there's been a very strong effort in really closing the loop on everything sports workflow with very powerful data handling, a lot of usability features on the designer side to accelerate those fast-paced workflows, a lot of extra effects, resources, and logic that we've added to the platform as well. The example we're giving is data table resource that allows a graphic operator to go through a number of data points very quickly and generate as many graphics on the fly as of data points, and all of that is obviously very much data-driven. And we are partnering with a number of data vendors in the space, and you have a selection of the primary ones there. And I'm happy to report that all of our clients on the sports side are leveraging one or a few of those data providers that are natively integrated within our library of data sets. Last point to mention also with Prime is that there's been a lot of effort driven with our friends at AWS to obviously run Prime in the cloud, as I've mentioned, in proper production scenarios. And also, we are, I believe, one of the first to implement the CDI protocol from Amazon, part of a graphic workflow. And that's also been, of course, driven by customer requirements and customer projects. Cameo, which is our asset management platform for graphics, also is getting a major upgrade with a lot of emphasis put on modernizing the integrations we have with a lot of the products in the industry that are part of the MOS and newsroom workflow. So a lot of emphasis on the latest generation of the AP NPS platform for newsroom, the Avid iNews platform, the Avid Media Central, the ROS Inception, Adobe Premiere, and Grass Valley. You saw all of those latest gen platform for non-linear editing, for newsroom integrations, are now obviously integrated with the Cameo Generation 5. With that also comes a lot of extra specific features and workflow enhancements, whether it is about being a lot more granular in the way Cameo share and distributes the assets between typically a hub and station groups, for example, with very fine access control for users, overriding some templates with new brands and so on. As well as some very specific feature within the Lucy plugin of Cameo that lives within Newsroom system in order to enable proper render-on views, animated previews, vertical modes, so really improving, enhancing the user experience for everyday producers, journalists in the newsroom. Also happy to report a major upgrade on the new sticker side. So we're not doing a grand launch this year, but we're debuting new sticker version 5, so showing the beta version of this platform. That is also a very successful branding solution that Chyron has had for a number of years. Very, very successful, obviously, in the North American market, with 90% market essentially within branding workflows and scenarios. And so we've invested a lot in modernizing this platform, moving it all to HTML5, integrating all kind of extra and new data sets so that we can keep powering those branding scenarios, branding workflows with that new generation of new sticker. It also comes with a very powerful graphic design tool in order to create the logic for the branding, which is very innovative in many ways, because traditionally a lot of branding solutions relied on scripting in order to build the logic. And we're moving away from scripting in order to empower our users, our producers and journalists to essentially create graphically, visually, the way the branding scenarios and workflows are going to be run. And of course, also more to come. So I wanted also to mention some soft introductions we're doing. So there's been a big shift on our very successful Axis platform, which is a cloud graphic creation tool for journalists as well. And especially for those stations that don't necessarily have the production power of a full Prime system or high-end graphic engine, they can create graphics in the cloud using Axis. And we are in the process of finalizing an entire migration of the entire Axis to AWS, with all the optimization that come with that, including automated scaling, a lot more improvement on the usability, user interface, and obviously speed overall of navigation and delivery of assets created in Axis. And we are right now in a beta phase mode with all strategic clients that have been long-lasting clients on Axis. And in the quarter, at the end of the quarter to come, we'll be releasing Axis version 3 officially. Second point to mention, also our venue solution called ClickEffect. We're also teasing that version and generation 4 of ClickEffect that comes also with a brand new interface that obviously aligns with everything else we do within the portfolio of products, modernize user experience overall, and of course benefiting from the latest and greatest of Prime. So we are really moving up ClickEffects forward with the latest Prime innovations on the graphic design side, on the engine side, on the rendering speed and pace as well. So really working towards empowering more workflows within venues, offering more flexibility to our end user, so they could drive the entire show within a venue from a tablet or a Surface without really needing to be in the control room, for example. Right. So please come and discover those by yourselves. We are showing all those versions and upgrades, and I believe this is it.
So thank you again for coming, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.